Okay. Hello. Hello. Today is 1:33 p.m. The date is 2/13/2026, and let's get started with today's video. Let's see here. So I have 117 HD on again, and I'm just gonna try my hand at runecrafting and answer whatever the heck approaches my mind at this given moment, in an attempt to explain my current situation. Not my situation, but yeah. But oh my goodness, I cannot handle this strobing. Goodness, maybe I would go on GPU. Yeah, maybe the shadows were a bit too flickery over there. I don't know what that was, but goodness, could I fix it? Probably, but we don't have time for that right now. Anyways, let's see here. I just had a thought approach my mind, and it was about my grandmother actually, and how wonderful of a person she is, how virtuous she actually is, and it's so hard to understand her because she never took the time to learn English, and I don't know if that was anyone's fault but her own. But goodness, is it hard for someone like her to completely detach from her learned language. And, how gracious the immigration officers must have been to allow her and her immediate family in. She came here with her grandmother. No, she came here with her mother, I believe, and yeah, she came here with her mother and her 4 kids and her husband, and she's been a relic of the past, really, just for God knows whatever reason, and she did retire at a reasonable age, and is taking things really cool, to be honest. And she's just like one of those grandmas that never get mad, and or one of those people rather, maybe to give her the utmost amount of dignity that I have for her, and respect that I have for her. So yeah, I'd hope for her to have a long and fulfilling life, as if it already hasn't been fulfilled or realized, and I hope for her to be absolutely healthy in this current situation, and whatever situation she's in right now, because her situation is quite precarious. The more I think about it, I think it speaks volumes to many of the Asian American experience, the immigrant experience, that kind of holds true to basically any immigrant that doesn't have access to an immediate community. And she's kind of a recluse. She's a hermit. I don't know about her mental state, if it's stable or if it's worth delving into, but she seems relatively stable, although she is getting tired. And her husband has been away and gone for, I think, about 10 years now. She's outlived her husband by about 10 years so far, and she's still kicking it. Still loving the time she's spending with her descendants, immediate descendants, and her grandparents, her grandchildren. And yeah, it's really humbling to see a figure like her, such as herself, endure through pain and heartache, I suppose, through the highs and lows of life. a breath of knowledge she provides to us, and is absolutely humbling to know that someone like her is still around and still cooking food for us. A lot of cooking. She is I wouldn't say she's probably gone too far in, like, practicing patience, but she doesn't seem to have an outlet for that anymore because her husband's gone and she only has her kids too. I don't know. That's the dynamic I am very, very much unfamiliar with. And I'm probably gonna give her a call very soon, but given the attitude that I've displayed on myself, displayed on YouTube, probably wouldn't bode too well, because I do tend to give her some attitude, and I hate to think that she just kind of sapped my happiness away from me. Because to some regard, that she is heavily reliant on her descendants to maintain her well-being, and there comes a time when I just need to just detach from her entirely. And it's not out of disrespect or anything, but certainly would be a little bit, a bit of a chore for me to constantly keep up with her and not focus on my own life, because she's of the opinion that she needs to be taken care of. She absolutely needs to be taken care of. And without a single drop of English to her name, I can't express, I feel a bit of regard to the land of which I originally hail, which is South Korea, of course. And I don't know, she could have family in North Korea, who knows. And that's where the tricky part comes in. It's because whether or not she actually has relatives or family in North Korea is kind of the main topic. I guess it's up to me to find whatever the heck she's been through throughout her years. Soon she'll be eventually she'll have someone else to tell the story to, but since she's the current topic of conversation at the moment, may just be a lot to just handle at the moment. I don't see a reason why I shouldn't, but I can't give a quality conversation with her, conversation that she'd most likely want, because she'd obviously just bawl her eyes out at her son, who finally picked up Korean out of nowhere. And inviting people to certain conversation would definitely be a little bit of a problem, because I wouldn't know the problems that I brought upon my own family. Without regarding that, I run the risk of being overly virtuous myself. So I don't think there's any middle ground to be had here. It's just family matters that inadvertently got involved with. The rest of my network, whether or not they actually want to hear about it is really up to question, because of the way history is kind of played out, and we all know what happened in regards to colonial history in Korea, back when Japan had seized South Korean land and the peninsula and exercised terrible things to the country, to the point to where now that peninsula is riddled with utmost dystopian factions. Essentially, there are factions in Korea that kind of project traditionally dystopian truths, and I think that's kind of what's going on here, is that she still has more to cook apparently, which is kind of disrespectful on my part, but honestly, might be a bit much, but I do pray for her. I do pray for her as a believer. She's not a believer herself, of the Christian faith. So I just think it wise for her to take care of herself going forward, and that was kind of what brought us here. Was my other grandmother on my mother's side. Fortunately, she grew old, and we had to take care of her as well. She had since departed the earth from, I think, since 2 years ago. She passed away over in South Korea, where we had let her stay for her to have a bit more of a network, a bit more of people to talk to and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of what is going on at the moment, and yeah, it is very sad. I think our story is just downright sad because goodness, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say because yeah. I think the more I think of it now, the more I realize that me and my family have been from the lowest of lows of any known hierarchy, social structure, probably known to man. And the reason for our unsuccess is unknown to me. And the fact that I didn't heed my parents' commands and, just didn't learn the language and whatnot, really puts a damper on how our lineage will play out. Whether our beliefs are too extreme or whether our beliefs are too unknown. But, what's to say that the other Asian American folk don't go through the same thing? And that's what I hope to do with this conversation, is provide a platform to, just a quick forum post. Because in a way, every video is kind of a forum in it of itself. So, if this video ever reaches anywhere else to my, it's kind of contrary to what I'm doing on YouTube part-time, then, contrary in the just thinking I could be studying or writing something actually, or publishing something. But given I don't actually have any qualifications, I don't know if my words will ever be heard. Which is a little unfortunate, but thus comes the racial aspect of things. It's just I'm just looking at the bottom of the barrel for far too long, metaphorically speaking. So, and I'm not saying I should be brought out, because it's just another sob story. I don't know, some part of me believes I should just toughen up and try my best, but I think my best isn't enough. It's really just depressing listening to my story over and over again. Me, an Asian American, speaks English. Could learn another language, but I don't feel justified in doing so. Maybe that would make me feel justified, but the means of doing so is a bit much. Koreans have tended, the Koreans I know, at least in the States, have tended to be largely monolingual. And It does get very depressing, but it is what it is at the end of the day. I'm doing what I like to do because I grew up with the idea, that I should be able to do what I want to do. But obviously that comes at a cost. I still work, but I'm not gonna tie it to work. I already did, so who gives a shit? It's a really sad story, and I hope it dissuades people from understanding that there are rules needed. You need to understand to survive in this world. And sadly, my grandmother had come from a time when we didn't have an identity. Our identity was ultimately riddled by colonization and futile effort for control and lawlessness and war and sex and abuse and cope. So it is what it is. It is what it is. The contrast to which many seem to see as stability, hope, and any other positive emotion, really, is honestly just really painful to witness for anybody, really. So, I'm not too happy about having to talk about this today, but had to anyways. Why the fuck not? My story is not an easy one to understand, but it could just be riddled with just immigrant problems and who knows? Who knows what other voices I haven't heard, and the gander the looks that I get, regardless, for being a person of just misunderstandings. A bunch of misunderstandings my life is riddled with. Not particularly fun to talk about at all. No one wants to hear this bullshit. That's why I put it on YouTube, just in case anyone ever wants to hear or see whatever the fuck I've been up to lately. You can understand the resentment, the bitterness, the jadedness of such. And, I don't know. Can't say fuck all without wanting or hoping for something to happen. I mean, I've already given up years ago. I was told to give up in kindergarten, in a way. That teacher is no longer here. Well, we say that with the fact, the high degree of understanding. Because certainly, like, my problems were far too much to present to the church, and in this, probably far too much for anyone to handle. And I'm not inviting anyone to a challenge. It's just different cultures, different races will clash inadvertently so, and there will be resentment toward the supposed benefactors of this agreement and assignment. And there's no easy answer out of this. There is no easy way out of this, because ultimately we're just... It's not an invitation to conversation, this one. This isn't for people to just suddenly just understand and maybe snap at the wrist, at maybe like suppose that maybe something as simple as reunification will be ever possible. I've already given up. Given up a long time ago. I've known since the beginning it wasn't possible within my realm of expertise and within the expertise in which I had collected over time, and it's just too much. It's just too much. It's asking for too much, far too much. Maybe it's just better if we just don't fix the peninsula and go forward with just understanding that maybe there's no psyop to be had, no psychological operation to be had. Call it a psyop on dial-up, but goodness gracious, did it take forever for me to get this to this point? Yes. Is it a quality talk? No. Because it's the same redundant conversation over and over again, and I can't be less understanding of those who just don't fit the narrative together. I couldn't give a shit. And it's not me wanting to rule the world or something. It's not me wanting to do anything regarding the fact. To say that we're not capable of this kind of thought is ridiculous. Because we're allowed to exist. We're allowed to exist. And, it's pretty much the words we have at play here. It's just, live your life. Come on. We as a collective don't want it to stop until we're asked to do so. But putting our belief in something, putting our faith into something real, is really powerful. It's really powerful. And while I continue to play RuneScape, it's just some of these thoughts, these existential thoughts that enter my mind. It's just, I don't want it to play out again for anybody, really. And the fact of the matter is that many of us can't expect the reunification efforts to be any similar to it than it was to Germany. I know this for a fact. There's a good reason for that I've yet to fully delve into, but conveniently you can't see my books that I've laid out on the table. One of the books which I own has the answer. One of the books has the answers. It's a publication from on Korean society. It's an introduction to Korean society, written in English. And that information is sacred to me. Probably gonna study it, do a deep dive on it, and revisit it plenty of times. But goodness, is it possible for it to happen in this generation? No, I didn't think it was. Even from a young age, no. As a youngin', like, Jesus, like, dude, like, I saw the map, the world map, asked my parents the same question any Korean child would ask their parents. Why are there two Koreas? And why do I still exist? And the same existential question that rides over our heads, making us wonder, what's the point of it all if we just stay divided? Nothing's worth talking about anymore. I was just thinking of North Korea, Kim Jong-un, or me as a North Korean projection. That's a case study that I have not looked up on very much. I can attest to the reason why the Koreas cannot reunify in the same way that the Germanys did. But regardless, the fact remains true in that there are North Korean projections. Kids in grade school will always be bullied going forward, telling them they'd be North Korean if They don't vote. They don't vote a certain way. And the fact of the matter is that, you know, if I vote left, you better be fucking good at your politics or some shit. Better keep up, naturally. But goodness gracious, has gerrymandering caught a lot of heat lately in my local surroundings. I feel that way very heavily, very much so. I just want an honest to God human conversation now. I just need an honest to God human conversation, because no education, I fear no amount of infrastructure can amount to what can be tantamount to what may happen next, because I remain iconoclastic of the idea. At best. Not gonna happen. But if it's to give everyone hope and purpose and meaning, once again, hopefully for a world that isn't filled with war-torn regret and disagreements that harp on and on against disagreements and differences of opinion that we see even here nationally. I think now would be a good time to show the book I've been reading. It's one of those books. Whoops. Maybe I should move those. It's one of those fucking books. Hope you buy it. I'm not gonna scan the entire thing, that'd be a major pain in the ass. Damn, am I overwhelmed? Yes. Seems awful knowing that I can't really do much, given my current situation. I don't think I was allowed to succeed, to be honest, given the bouts of great inflation and whatnot. Knowing the answer all too well is that maybe the question I'd ask in my childhood wasn't as common as I thought. Maybe I was just stupid. But goodness, does it feel also real on the various hemispheres of the world, the various theaters of the world that we see the way play out and whatnot. This could easily be a sci-fi like thriller or something, but goodness, like, is it even worth talking about this shit anymore? Because one day we hope for someone one day for everyone to just shut the fuck up and listen to what's going on in the peninsula for once. But who am I? Who am I, right? We can all understand and laugh within the confines of the YouTube terms of service, but good luck to that, because I'm still publishing this video. I just feel like a little ball of hate right now. And that's my guinea pig. My guinea pig's the asshole. Just blame it all on her. Won't let me fucking coddle her. Won't let me fucking cuddle with her. Won't let me handle her. That fucking asshole. Fridge the fucking guinea pig. Anyways, the sun is out, and I think I'm almost done with the video. Today is... I'm feeling on it right now, to be honest. Feels pretty good right now. Today was a very bad day for me, as you could probably imagine. I don't even want to think about drinking the Kool-Aid today, if you can even say that, but goodness, I just feel like awful right now, you know. Anyways, today, I don't want to sound like a terrible person just to leave you on that, but I think it's fair for me to have my coffee now. So yeah, Today is the 13th of February 2026. The time is 2:03 p.m. and I hope you all have a nice rest of your day.